SBIRT, the brief negotiated interview, step by step. Screening, brief intervention, and referral to treatment, or SBIRT, is an intervention that can help raise awareness about risky drinking. After conducting a screening, the provider moves into a brief negotiated interview, or BNI for short. Informed by motivational interviewing, the BNI is a series of steps that helps with identifying clear plans for changing risky drinking behaviors. The following vignettes are illustrations of how to conduct the brief negotiated interview, step by step. Engaging through the spirit of motivational interviewing, establishing a strong partnership.
Hey Tyler, I'm Carlos. I'm a nurse here on the unit.
Hi, Carlos.
It's good to meet you.
You too.
How are you doing?
I've been better.
I bet. Are you from New Mexico?
I am.
All right, what part?
Albuquerque.
Oh, all right. So you must be a Lobos fan then.
Hey, you bet I am.
All right. Did you see the game last weekend?
Oh, man, that was tough.
It was a nail-biter. I thought we were going to pull it off at the end, but...
Yeah. But we still got a shot at the playoffs.
I hope you're right. I got my fingers crossed for the
All right.
season. We'll see.
Engaging through the spirit of motivational interviewing, establishing a strong partnership. Although there may be less time, engaging is still key to good clinical care in an inpatient setting. This engagement sets the tone for the encounter with the patient and can influence future drinking behavior. An intentional shift into the spirit of motivational interviewing, MI for short, becomes crucial for good engagement until it becomes second nature. The spirit of MI embodies the qualities of respect, honoring of autonomy, and empathy. The goal is to promote a strong partnership with the patient. There is no specific recipe for expressing the spirit of MI. But as in most relationships, people tend to engage when they experience warmth, being listened to, and treated with respect and compassion. The MI skill of reflection conveys empathy and lets the patient know, I am doing my best to understand what you mean by what you are saying. Reflection is one of the best tools for promoting engagement and partnership. Raise the subject.
I want to take a couple minutes right now, Tyler, if you're all right, to chat about some of the information you gave us earlier. You filled out some paperwork. I want to thank you for doing that.
Okay.
What I'd like to do right now is take a few minutes and maybe review some of your answers to those questions. Would you be okay with that?
Sure.
Raise the subject. It's important to feel comfortable and confident raising the subject of substance use. If there is good engagement, it can lend confidence to the provider when raising the subject. Asking permission first to talk about the drinking is a gesture of respect and communicates to the patient that you honor their autonomy. It's always the patient's choice to participate in the conversation. When the provider approaches the relationship with these elements of the spirit of motivational interviewing, it encourages and promotes a strong engagement. Explore pros and cons of alcohol use.
Tell me about, what is it that you like about drinking?
It's something that I do to kind of relieve stress from the day, to hang out, chill.
Okay, so time to relax,
Yeah.
unwind, also maybe build relationship with your buddies.
Hang out with my friends, yes.
Right, I see. And what are some of the things that maybe are not so great about your drinking?
Well, my girlfriend doesn't really like it. Well, now I'm out of work for a while, which sucks. That's not great. And this.
Explore pros and cons of alcohol use. Talking about the pros and cons of alcohol creates the opportunity for the patient to express ambivalence. This is important because there is strength in allowing for the expression of how the drinking benefits the patient. The patient sometimes connects with previously unrealized motivation through the course of these motivational conversations. The realization of motivation can help to resolve ambivalence. Once ambivalence is resolved, behavior change can occur. Provide feedback.
Well, Tyler, the way you're describing some of the pros and cons of your drinking, I'm wondering if now wouldn't be a good time for me to share with you some of the things that we know about alcohol and its impact on people. Would that be okay with you?
Okay.
Provide feedback. This is the time to offer feedback about the information from the screen. Asking permission to provide feedback before offering is again consistent with good engagement practice. After the feedback is provided, be sure to ask the patient his or her thoughts. SBIRT is an awareness-raising intervention. Sometimes patients are simply unaware of the safe limits of drinking, and learning about safe drinking limits can be a stimulus for behavior change. The brief intervention offers the opportunity to have the important conversation about risky drinking. Establishing readiness, activating motivation through skillful responses to change talk.
The other thing that I like to do is on the back of this card, there's this thing called a readiness ruler. What you'll see here is that it's a ruler that goes from 0 to 10, where 0 in this case means that you're not at all ready to make a change, and 10 means that you are completely ready. Okay, and so thinking about where you fall right now, okay, in this very moment, where would you put yourself on this ruler?
A 7.
About a 7, okay. So Tyler, tell me why you didn't pick a 2 or a 3.
Well, I mean, there's this leg.
Establishing readiness, activating motivation through skillful responses to change talk. Chances are very good that you'll be hearing change talk throughout the brief negotiated interview. Because motivation is embedded within change talk, responding skillfully to the change talk that the patient offers lies at the heart of the brief negotiated interview. The provider's response can help the patient realize motivation that was previously unknown. The readiness ruler is an excellent tool to elicit more change talk and establish readiness to move the patient towards a specific plan. In this step of the BNI, the provider helps to activate motivation that the patient expresses regarding his relationship with his girlfriend and uses the readiness ruler to establish the patient's readiness. Negotiate a plan.
And so I want to talk a little bit more about that. What's something that you think you'd be willing to do right now to make a change in your alcohol use?
Probably shouldn't drink as much.
Okay.
I mean, especially knowing that. I haven't had any alcohol since I've been here.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe we can build off of that somehow.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. Do you mind if I share something that I've seen other people do?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the things that I've seen people do is use something like this to then take a break from alcohol. And like you said, you've got a couple days without drinking, maybe extending that to a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe even a month without drinking.
Wow.
And just see, what that's like for you. What are your thoughts on that?
It's different, but different is good.
Okay. So challenging, but it seems like you feel like you've been successful so far and something that you would be willing to try.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Is there anything you could think of that you think would help you with this change?
I don't really know what that looks like.
Can I offer an idea?
Yeah, go ahead.
So sometimes people will find someone in their support network, someone close to them, and kind of bring them in on this conversation and talk to them about the change that they're making and how they might be supportive.
Okay.
Earlier we were talking quite a bit about your girlfriend and how much you value that relationship.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on maybe bringing her in on this as sort of a support?
Whew. Okay. Sure. Yeah. We can do that. She should probably know what's going to happen.
Sounds like maybe it would be challenging, sense some hesitation.
Yeah. But it's important that she's in the room, so
Okay.
yes.
Negotiate a plan. If the provider's response to change talk was skillful, the plan is sometimes easily realized. It can be a question of focusing in on a specific behavioral goal. The provider supports the patient's idea to take advantage of the alcohol-free days he's been in the hospital and encourages a conversation with his girlfriend to support the plan.